Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to Aftermath, episode 3 of the Integration Diaries. Now, sorry a video didn't come out last week. I was having some major Wi-Fi outages as we've been getting a lot of rainstorms here in Peru. So I decided to just scrap it and re-record because, I don't know, just after rewatching it, after having taken a week, I don't know, just decided it was better. So anyway, also I noticed that the longer videos aren't doing so well, so I'm going to try to keep this one shorter and concise instead of more detailed about what was going on. So basically the aftermath, where we're starting now. So I returned home after all of these ceremonies, and I had to go back to daily life. Now, daily life for me was very different than daily life from a lot of these people that I was sitting with in the same ceremony. Daily life for them was going back to a career, wife, kids, people who could support them. Daily life for me was going back to high school. So I went back. I think it was around exam time. I don't know if I just finished exams. I don't remember if it was just finished or about to come up. Anyway, like the stress of like either finding out how I did on my exams or finding out like what's going to be on the exams and prepping for that. Either way, it was a lot as I was going back. And the thing about being around high schoolers is, which I guess I didn't really realize how much we all didn't know at the time. No one understood. I actually didn't mention it to anybody at all that I drank ayahuasca the night before. So no one in my high school, and I went to high school with them, I want to say for another year and change. None of them knew that I took ayahuasca, even my closest friends. I think part of that was due to the fact that I've always been kind of a reserved person when it comes to in-person relationships, which is something I've worked a lot on. So much so that I'm able to feel comfortable talking about this on camera. But also I was just a reserved person in general. So I didn't necessarily want to tell them about it because, first of all, what were they going to think? Also, I would have to tell them about all of it and they would be really interested. They might be confused. They might judge me, whatever. So there was a lot going on. And then I'd get home, and my dad was still in the throes of dealing with whatever he was dealing with. So although we did have each other, he also was having what felt to be a much deeper process than I was, because he was trying to move forward, and I was just kind of there as a support role. So the entire energy of the whole thing, although he did care about what was going on for me, was the whole energy going and starting from it all was me going to support him. And so, yeah, I got home. My mom, bless her heart, didn't understand either. My two sisters were too young, so I had only my dad to talk about it with. And because a lot of those first people that I met, I didn't get any of their contact information. I don't know. I just didn't really think of it. So, yeah, I had to go back into this world. I think for a lot of people, it feels like you go back into this world where no one understands you anymore. But for me, it was like no one understood me. And maybe I'm just saying that, maybe I'm overemphasizing that because it's from the direction that I was coming from and how I saw it. But I feel like a lot of people get to ayahuasca because they're like, oh, someone in my support group, or someone I know, or, a family friend, or someone knows about ayahuasca. It was early in the ayahuasca days, so the only place that I knew of people that knew about ayahuasca besides Peru, which I didn't know anyone personally, I just knew they knew about it, was in the church itself that I went to drink at. So I was in this space of, who do I talk to? I think I had a therapist at the time. If it wasn't, it was shortly after. My therapist had no idea what it was, didn't understand it. And so I had to go. It was about a year to a year and a half that I went. I went and volunteered a couple times, but basically it was like I was an alien, but no one knew I was an alien. And part of that was my own trauma that I needed to work through, but also part of that was like, I don't know. Yeah, I just felt like I needed more people to kind of confide in more than just what I had known. So I talked to some people online. I got into some ayahuasca like group chats of people who have taken ayahuasca before and stuff like that, and really started getting used to all of that. And that went on for a while until I eventually made my way up and graduated. So basically from that entire time in high school until I graduated, no one knew. after that is when I started telling people, once I left high school is when I started telling people that I went to high school with, that I drank ayahuasca. And some of them, I didn't tell many, and some of them didn't understand, not in a malicious way, but they just didn't understand. And then other ones were like very interested, but not interested in what happened for me, just interested in ayahuasca in general. And I can't expect them to, so I couldn't have expected them to be, I guess, in the past tense. So yeah, there was like just so much swirling around in my developing brain as I was going off to college to be a doctor. That created a lot of pressure, and there was also a lot of family drama going on. My entire childhood was family drama. I guess everyone's is, but you know, like my family drama was the kind of family drama where other people outside of the family were constantly getting involved, like lawyers, law. You know, you get the point. So there was constantly family drama going on because of that, or just things going on, and so I had all these new thoughts that I was trying to understand. I had no one that really understood what I was going through, on top of everyone in my immediate family that I probably should have felt comfortable speaking to about it was just always going through something. Sorry, I'm shaking the phone, something fierce right now. So yeah, that was kind of the aftermath until a church was then created. So I guess that's where we'll pick up on the next Integration Diaries. I think my allergies are kicking up because my eyes look really glassy. Anyway, yes. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will catch you for the next Integration Diary. I really want to kind of impress the fact that I didn't integrate for so long. So that's kind of from my own perspective of how I got there and why I didn't. That's what I'm trying to impress upon you guys. So yes, we will continue with the church, I guess, is the next step. See you soon.